Hey Hattiesburg, it's Toby Barker. Thanks for joining us for this COVID-19 briefing for Tuesday, March 2nd. We'll start with today's numbers. These are system-wide numbers for Forest General and Merit Health Wesley. Today we have 45 patients who are COVID positive, which is 9 under where we've been for the last 2 weeks, with another one pending. And of those 45, 11 are in the ICU, which are about 1.5 under where we've been for the last 2 weeks. As you can see, the hospitalizations continue to drop. This is a very positive sign for us. Getting that ICU number almost into single digits will be something that we haven't been able to do for most of this past year, and so we look forward to hopefully getting there in the next few weeks. Statewide today, there were 301 new cases reported with 44 new deaths. Unfortunately, 2 of those deaths were reported in Forest County, which brings our totals to 138 in Forest County and 80 in Lamar, and we send our thoughts and condolences to those families. New positive cases today, Forest County saw 9, Lamar County saw 4, for a total of 13, and since this began, Forest County saw 7,217 total infections, Lamar County 5,884. Our 5-day average, some positive signs here. We've had a couple days where we've been in the single digits, and so both Forest County and Lamar County in terms of 5-day averages are now under 20. That's while there's still maybe some of that effect of the weekend, having single digits for 2 days in a row is always a welcome sign. Our inside 14-day number, this is the number of people who have received their positive test result in the last 2 weeks. It gives you an idea of how many active cases you could have in your community. And so in Forest County right now, there's 310 inside 14 days. In Lamar County, that number's at 205. Also hitting some territory that we haven't been in since about the early to mid part of November. Lamar County almost down to right at 200 or under that. I haven't been there since mid-November. Forest County, also kind of the same situation now at 300, where they haven't been since mid-November as well. Compared to a week ago, last Tuesday, we were at 333 in Forest County inside 14 days. That number's now at 310. 296 to 205 for Lamar County. Getting to 515 total in the metro area is a big step. Hospitalizations also down by a lot. 62 a week ago, 45 today, 14 down to 11 in the ICU. Our goals continue to be protecting the vulnerable, people over the age of 60, people with underlying or chronic health conditions. Second goal is preventing overrun of the healthcare system by slowing the spread. And finally, prioritizing public health while giving the private sector the space to operate. Some vaccine update today. A little more than 2,000 new first-dose vaccine appointments were made available at Lake Terrace Convention Center this morning. I checked about an hour ago, and there were still about 1,600 of those still open. So if you'll go to covidvaccine.umc.edu, again, these are first-dose appointments, please sign up to get your slot. And a lot of people have asked which populations are now eligible for this, and it's pretty broad. People who are over the age of 65, people who are between 60 and 64 with underlying health conditions, teachers at K-12, preschool and daycare, and first responders. Now, some have asked, well, what is an underlying health condition? And there are lots listed here that were kind of defined by the Department of Health and the CDC, and I'll read those out real quick. Cancer, chronic kidney disease, COPD, Down syndrome, heart conditions such as heart failure or coronary artery disease, any kind of immunocompromised state from an organ transplant, obesity or severe obesity, pregnancy, sickle cell disease. I got this question a few days ago. Smoking, diabetes, or any other medical condition as determined by your healthcare provider. You are eligible to go and get a vaccine right now. And we encourage you that if you're in one of the eligible populations, either by age or by underlying health conditions, please go get your vaccine now. I know there were those who wanted to wait a little while to make sure that the vaccine was safe. We have 2 months of data now from it being available to populations in our community. And this is a safe vaccine. It is effective. We encourage you to go get it if you're eligible to get it right now. So earlier today, Governor Reeves announced that he was lifting nearly all statewide COVID restrictions, with the exception of some limits on event capacities, as well as mask mandates for our K-12 students. And there's no question that we have made significant progress since the beginning of the year, and that the availability of a vaccine has certainly brought down hospitalizations. However, we're not out of this yet, and moving too quickly can undo progress in our community. Just today, 2 additional deaths were reported in Forest County. And I also know that in a couple of weeks, many families will be traveling for spring break. And while I understand the governor has to set broad policy for the entire state, and that the needs of one community might not match up with what another community might need, the fact is this: we will make decisions based on Hattiesburg data. Since this pandemic arrived, we have used local numbers to make policy decisions. We have listened to the voices that are leading the medical and emergency response in our community to this pandemic. So after Governor Reeves made his announcement, I spoke with leadership of Hattiesburg Clinic, Merit Health Wesley, Forest General Hospital, and the consensus was unanimous. We need to continue some basic personal and collective practices that can limit the spread of this vaccine until more people get vaccinated, and that includes wearing masks. And so, Hattiesburg's mask mandate will remain in place for the foreseeable future. For both employees and customers, masks will remain. We have been at this for nearly a year. We have come too far and have all sacrificed to protect the vulnerable, to safeguard our health system, and to prioritize public health while we try to find some functional normal until there was a vaccine that was available to all. Now, we will likely follow the governor's lead on some of the restrictions regarding capacity and hours of operation, and our official order will be signed tomorrow, as our previous order doesn't actually expire until Thursday. However, masks will continue to be worn, and I encourage you, even if you're tired of masks, do the right thing. Do right by your family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, fellow church members, people in your life that need to be protected while they are waiting on their first or second dose or their opportunity to even get a vaccine appointment. We've lost 218 people from our community to COVID in Forest and Lamar counties. We don't need to lose anymore. Let's be patient and get through this thing together. So I encourage you to keep doing the things that we know work. And those things are wearing masks, practicing social distancing, avoiding large gatherings. Let's do those things together. Stay disciplined. We can get through this pandemic sooner rather than later. Some city news I want to share with you today. Paving continued in Ward 1. Pearl Street, Montague Drive, and Brookwood Lane will happen this week. We'll likely see some other paving in Ward 1 later this week as well. And then also some news we're excited to share. Our students, first of all, Hattiesburg High basketball, boys basketball team, made it to the Big House, the Final Four. They'll be playing their semifinal game tonight. We wish them all the best in that, to Coach Watson and Coach Wade and their staff and team. I also want to congratulate the Sacred Heart mock trial team, who for the 9th year in a row brought home a state championship in mock trial. As always, whenever there's a state championship won or a significant accomplishment, we do turn the lights in downtown for those school colors. But we're so proud of our student athletes and our participants in extracurricular activities at all of our schools. Finally, our act of courage. 2 of our firefighters, James Yawn and Jeff Mong, recently completed their smoke diver certification. This is not an easy thing to get. But like so many in our public safety departments, they went the extra mile to get the certification. So congratulations to James and Jeff. As we go into the rest of the week, remember to wash your hands, take care of yourself, wear a mask if you go out in public, do only what is essential, and remember, you're safer at home. Have a good rest of the evening.